Hey everybody, it's Marty Smith from FullTiltPokerReport.com, back at the cash tables this afternoon and just going over some of the taping that I did over the last day and a half or so. Um, some great cash table action, but before I get to that, I just wanted to let you know if you are interested in seeing the F-Tops final table play-by-play. I made a full recording there. It's slightly more than an hour long, but some really interesting, exciting play. First place took down $225,000, one of the biggest first places ever online, and it was a great tournament. A few pros were in it, and I have a few clips of those as well. But just go to the main site here and click on the F-Tops icon right at the start of the, or right on the main page. Anyway, here we are at the six-table cash table. The winner of that F-Tops event last night happens to be sitting at this table. His name is Spiked here. Unfortunately, he took a major loss last night at the cash tables to the tune of between $30,000 and $60,000. I heard some of the people in chat saying. I didn't actually get a hold of a lot of it, but he won 225 grand, so a lot of people tend to think they can automatically jump to these huge levels. Man, you cannot. I mean, it's one thing to win a tournament, and I've been there, been to lots of final tables, but you simply have to keep managing that bankroll. He is absolutely not doing that from what I've seen here. He is back on a table here, and I think he's down about 5 grand. So, got to be careful when you win a big prize. You're still at a skill level. It doesn't matter if your bankroll has ballooned. You still got to work up to a skill level. Anyway, You're in Danger was playing Mike Matisol last night, and I have a little clip on that as well, where he took Matiso's stack, and there was one big pot there for 20 grand. This guy's a great player. I don't know if he's a full-time pro, but he's definitely making his living online because I've seen him plays very skillfully at the top levels. Here we got a hand where he comes in, call it six tables. I can say early position, but really that's middle. Six players, and he raises 200. He gets two callers, and the flop has a lot of chemistry in it. There's a straight draw, and if somebody had ace king, ace queen, something like that, or maybe pocket jacks, you got an open end straight, things like that. So, but You're in Danger comes out betting almost all the pot here. Spiked is going to fold, and My House actually calls, smooth calls, which is a bit suspicious. So got to watch here in the next. My House comes out with a bet, and You're in Danger actually slowed down in that he only called. The pot is now $3,200, and My House makes a very big bet, $2,000, two-thirds of the pot. You're in Danger takes his time, but eventually does call, making this pot quite nice. Probably about 8,000 bucks, I think. So he does call. Oh, and there is a straight. So I think that if You're in Danger didn't have ace queen, he might have had queen 10 or something like jack jack, or possibly maybe even queen 10. Might have had two pair, but I think he might have had ace king, ace queen. I would say ace queen or jack jack might be the most likely. He could have possibly had a set here, but he bet too tentatively for me to believe that. So anyway, he took a big hit there. That was a big pot, and the thing is that a player like this generally knows how to keep his composure. He did lose the minimum there only by calling, although that was a big bet to call on the river. So I hope at least he had two pair, which I could pretty much assume that he did. But we'll see that he sticks in it, and he keeps working on his game. And this is the sign of a real professional. Unlike the show that Mike Matisau put on the last few nights, where I did have him tape just tilting away thousands and thousands of dollars. And two, You're in Danger, as a matter of fact, is one of his opponents. I'm going to skip ahead to another hand here. So here we are picking up the next hand with You're in Danger. My House from the button raises to 175, slightly more than 3 times the blind, and You're in Danger takes his time, but re-raises to 650. At this point, my house should be figuring that, okay, he's got something. Could be holding a pair or a really solid ace, and we'll see what my house does. He calls. Now, at that point as well, my house, or You're in Danger, could be figuring that my house does not actually have as strong a hand as he wanted to represent when he raised on the button. Let's say that he had a big pair. My house's play after the 650 would be another re-raise rather than seeing the flop. Now, however, he could have been afraid of seeing an ace. So let's say he might be holding aces, jacks, tens, nines, which means that he might be quite a bit ahead on this, but You're in Danger might have also hit this flop as well. And they have been playing back and forth aggressive at each other. So let's see how this wears out. You're in Danger is getting a bit short stacked. Well, not really, but he does have 10. He started with 10,000. He's at 4,000 now, and he wants to get his money back. Quick calls here. Okay. You're in Danger was definitely taking a chance here, but based on this flop, he's pretty much even odds. Even if my house has a set, he's pretty much even odds to win this. Now, had my house had a pair or a weaker ace, maybe something like ace jack, definitely would have been ahead as well, but you could have put my house on a pair here, just based on how he called rather than re-raised. So a good solid play here by You're in Danger. I'm going to look at how this plays out. An ace comes down and a 5. So You're in Danger had lots of outs, and he has made back all of his money from the same player who flopped that straight last time. Good players tend to stick around. They tend to come back. They know when to get their money in. And I'd say in a worst case scenario where my house was actually thinking that, I don't want to see an ace on the flop. Sometimes that means kings or queens. And even in this situation, the ace queen based on this flop is virtually even odds. It's 49 and a fraction to 50 and a fraction for the kings. But let's say something else, maybe even something like that you could push from the flop and say pocket eights. Well, then if You're in Danger put my house on pocket eights, he would actually be ahead. Okay, so if he puts him on a lower pair, so chances are the ace queen actually is showing a 63% chance to win, while the pocket eights are showing 37%. So the ace queen is actually ahead in this scenario. Let's do something that could be quite plausible as well. We'll go with tens, making this a set. That shrinks it down to 35% and 65%. However, you'll notice that my house went all in first with a big re-raise. So had he had a set there, that might be a questionable play. So you might not be able to put him on a set. And I think much more likely would be a mid pair or a high pair of queens or kings, he would be virtually even. Any other hand, a plausible hand, and You're in Danger is actually ahead in this hand. And we could see now that my house made a terrible play in calling, raising from the button with this hand, six-handed. Simply, that's no problem at all. And then hitting top pair, but you knew that You're in Danger was strong because he did re-raise and he bet the flop. So he could easily be behind. He could be behind a pair of queens and kings as well. And he was the one who went in first, all in first. So that, to me, doesn't mean that he hit a set, but a top pair possibly, and maybe even protecting something like eights or nines. Anyway, You're in Danger, solid player, knew when to get his money in. This is the sign of a pro. He's hanging around. He doesn't lose a lot, but he's in there with the right opportunities and able to take money from internet amateurs and professionals, as we saw with Mike Matusow last night. Anyway, guys, again, if you want to see that final table of the full tops of the F tops on Sunday night, 225,000 bucks went to first place. It's a great video to watch. So go to my site, click on the F tops video. Okay, everybody, thanks again. It's Marty Smith from FullTiltPokerReport.com. Talk to you soon. Ciao.